What's going on, everybody? Pogiforce here. You're watching Pogiforce Plays, and welcome back to Sea of Thieves. Season 6 is here, and so are the sea forts, filled with phantoms and treasure for the taking. But even more than that, these new forts have with them clues into the actions of Flameheart and his allies. We're going to talk about some of these clues, but before we begin, I just wanted to let you know that Captain Falcor has also done a video exploring these forts for lore. There are some things he's found, some things I've found, and where we overlap, we've come to different conclusions. So after you finished watching this video, I'll recommend watching his as well for a fuller picture. Link will be in the description. So you may be asking how I know the phantoms are in service to Flameheart. Aside from vague memories of promotional material that may have just been a fever dream, Lorena tells us as much herself. Now you should know that the names of things in the Sea of Thieves carry important information. Several islands in the Devil's Roar are named after members of Grace Morrow's lost crew, usually the crew member that died on that island. Thieves Haven is so called because it was the first safe place of the Pirate Lord's crew when they first discovered the Sea of Thieves. Crooks Hollow is so called because its name is synonymous with Thieves Haven, and in early development, Thieves Haven and Crooks Hollow was originally one giant island that was going to serve as a hub for all pirates on the server. Names carrying important information is the same with sea forts. So, welcome to Trader's Fate Fortress in the wilds. This fort is absolutely covered with the bones of the dead, with skulls on spikes, skeletons in cages, even a festive garland of skulls over the fireplace. Two of the skeletons here we've actually seen before. Griffin can be found right outside the treasury near the docks, and Daimyo Dorima is resting against the wall in the bunk room. Both of these are Umbra's immortalizations, references to actual players that can be found in the seas. What's strange is that both of these can be found here, when they're normally out in the sea. Griffin is normally located in Marauder's Arch, and Daimyo Dorima is on Golden Sands. It is worth noting that both of these islands were shrouded during the Shrouded Islands adventure, and the forts are coming from the Sea of the Damned, so it's possible these skeletons were either transported here through the shroud, or are memories of the Reapers and Phantoms that found them in the shroud. It does seem unlikely that these pirates were themselves traders to Flameheart, but at the very least this might give us some clue as to exactly how the shroud and the Sea of the Damned works. Also, on the wall of the bunk room, you can find the true pirate code. Surrender the outposts. Bow to Captain Warsmith. All hail Flameheart. So if nothing else, this makes it abundantly clear who the phantoms serve. But what's curious is the obvious contradiction, as Captain Warsmith has betrayed Flameheart and joined the Dark Brethren. It's unlikely that Flameheart would not be aware of this. Now, this is the same message that was in Wanda the Wartsmith's hidden base on Wanderer's Refuge, so it could just be a reused asset. But the fact that it's only on this fort feels very intentional. A message referencing the traitor at a fort called Trader's Fate? And then there's that one skeleton in the main room, strung up by chains, almost like it was left there so that the phantoms in the fort could mock and abuse it. And this was not some regular living pirate. The chains are attached to its ribs and spine. No living pirate could survive that. And honestly, that'd be too gory for rare. No, this is one of those living skeletons, like I mentioned in my previous video. Perhaps likely those loyal to Captain Warsmith. Or perhaps Captain Warsmith herself? After all, the skeleton seems to be given special attention. And can you really tell the difference between most skeletons without their accoutrements? So, is this it? Is this the traitor's fate? Is this the end of Captain Warsmith? Probably not. It'd be extremely anticlimactic to have her die off screen and leave her nondescript body out in the open. Nah. More likely, this was someone loyal to her instead, and this just serves as foreshadowing for what Flameheart intends to do to her. After all, the forts came from the Sea of the Damned, and according to a tweet from the official Sea of Thieves Twitter, the Dark Brethren are currently hiding in the Sea of the Damned. So it's possible Flameheart has forces there that are hunting for the Warsmith even as we speak. The next fort I want to talk about is Imperial Crown Fortress, on literally the opposite side of the sea. This also incidentally happens to be the fort closest to the now abandoned Golden Sands outpost, which is an interesting thing to note considering it might actually show us more of what happened to the residents of Golden Sands. For those of you who don't know, the Golden Sands residents have been missing for over a month now. Thanks to the Shrouded Islands adventure, we can conclude that the Reaper's bones has something to do with the disappearance, and Lorena has confirmed there are rumors the Reapers were involved. During the adventure, a phantom of the Servant of the Flame says,
"With the prisoners in their rightful places, we can begin the next phase of the plan."
What is the next phase of the plan? Well, glad you asked, because Imperial Crest Fortress is going to tell us. Look at this scene in the main room. Notice anything interesting about it? We see a hammer on the table, several barnacled castaway chests, their locks smashed off and the chests empty, and a lot of bags of presumably gold scattered around. A crate of envelopes sits on the table. This actually tells us a lot of information. For one, it tells us that Hugh, the gold hoarder of Golden Sands, actually escaped Flameheart's clutches. You see, the gold hoarders, the value of their trading company, is that nearly all the chests in the Sea of Thieves are locked with special locks, made from chains that bound the Old Mother, the first Kraken. The Pirate Lord made these locks because a vast majority of the treasure in the Sea of Thieves also happens to be cursed, and the only keys that could open these locks are the special skeleton keys. These keys were stolen by Wrathbone, also known as the Gold Hoarder, and he distributed these keys to his followers. Where the value for the Gold Hoarder faction comes in is that we would give them the chests so that way they could be opened, and in exchange they would give us a portion of the gold, presumably after going through it to make sure that the gold we got wasn't cursed. So the only people who can open the locks to get the gold are the gold hoarders. So if Hugh was captured with the other pirates of Golden Sands, why would they need to break the locks? They'd have Hugh's key. They could just unlock it. Unless they don't have Hugh and they don't have his key. It would seem that the only conclusion to broken locks is that Hugh got away, and without Hugh's key they resorted to alternate methods. So now that they have bags and bags of potentially cursed gold, what do they intend to do with it? Well, there is the crate of envelopes there. Perhaps the crate could... Oh no. That is the Merchant Alliance symbol. You can see this same crate of envelopes at every Merchant Alliance emissary table. Senior Trader Mavis was the Merchant Alliance representative of Golden Sands, and we mentioned her in a previous video. The Merchant Alliance has the most expansive trading network in the Sea of Thieves, and potentially even beyond. So, what would you make a trader with connections do with bags of cursed gold? Gold that could turn people into skeletons that are potentially at the command of stronger Ashen Lords? Maybe distribute them to unwitting pirates and other merchants across the seas? Moreover, if they were making Mavis handle this whole process personally, including the gold, what are the odds that Mavis may not be alright the next time we see her? And finally, we have Mercy's End Fortress. There's not a whole lot going on here, except for one crucial item. In the corner of the main room, you see some paintings. These are the only paintings that you see in all the fortresses. You usually either see blank canvases or empty picture frames. These are paintings that, until recently, hung in the glorious Sea Dog's Tavern. They're stacked neatly as though they were taken as part of a move or as a souvenir. But this is a sea fort, a stronghold of Flameheart's forces, which would suggest that someone from the Sea Dog's arena is working with Flameheart. Which means we have a spy, a traitor. Now, I have theories as to who it could be, and we're going to discuss them in detail. But that's for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Again, watch the video by Captain Falcor to see other hidden lore bits that he found and I missed, as well as his take on the ones we both found. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and subscribe to stay tuned for future videos and Sea of Thieves content. And until next time, everyone, I am Pogiforce, and you guys, stay awesome. I'll catch you later.